Okay, hi everyone. I'm Sarah May, and this is Matt Parker, founder of the Exodus Road. And I just wanted to briefly ask him two questions that I thought some of you might be wondering about when it comes to these men going into brothels to do this good work that they're doing to rescue girls and traffic girls. So the first question I want to ask you is, how did you get involved? Like, what made you go into a brothel for the first time?
We became aware of this trafficking issue here in Southeast Asia, and really I spent a year doing research and just learning, who's being trafficked, why are they being trafficked, and why is it so difficult for law enforcement to find them and then free them. And what that year worth of research really led me and my team to was this kind of glaring truth that no one's really looking for victims of human trafficking. There's a lot of people talking about human trafficking. There's a lot of organizations doing prevention. There's some organizations doing aftercare. But when it comes down to actively searching for the 27 to 35 million modern day slaves, almost no one is doing that.
Plus, because Matt's not the only man who goes in, you have a team. Can you tell us some of the protocols you have in place for when you're going into these brothels?
Absolutely. Obviously, going into brothels comes with ethical and moral challenges.
Yes.
These are environments where people are bought and sold. These trying to sell this idea of sexuality. It's actually not very sexual, and I think you've experienced that.
It's true. There's an allure that sort of gets lost.
It does, and especially those of us who've been trained and know what's happening in the background.
Right.
So much of this is a veneer, and we see past that, and we see slavery, and that keeps us on mission. The other protocols we have that are very important. We always work in teams of two, and that's really important. We don't send guys into these places by themselves. We want that level of accountability. We roll film a lot. Anytime we're alone with someone, if there's a sting operation, law enforcement's preparing for a rescue op, we are always rolling cameras, and we have primary and secondary cameras rolling.
What do you say to those people out there who are thinking, a Christian man should not be going into these brothels and seeing what they're seeing, because that's obviously going to cause them to lust or do terrible things to their heart?
I would say that the kingdom of God is supposed to be ushered in to this world by Christians. And freedom's a big part of that for these girls and these victims. And if those who follow Christ, who love Christ, are not the ones who can go into battle and charge the gates of hell in the name of Christ, I don't really know who else should be doing that. We have this concept right now called turning numbers back into names, and I think as Christians, oftentimes we dwell in this kind of overwhelmed sense of crisis, and so we don't humanize people, we dehumanize them, and we're trying to humanize them again. And so for us to have the courage to go into a dark place and perhaps see some things we'd rather not see, but we do that on behalf of a child. I think that's what Christ actually did. He came from heaven to the brothel of earth to save a prostitute or a victim like me. And he offered me a new hope, he offered me freedom and a new life. And so in my mind, this is the gospel. We are living it out every single day. We mobilize on behalf of the poor, on behalf of these precious kids with freedom in our sight. But Laura and I, we're always celebrating the 1, the 2, the 10 that we are able to save. And then the trafficker,
700.
and those that we're arresting. And we are shaping this problem, and I believe the kingdom of God is in this. As we bring light into dark places. So that's our focus.
Thank you so much, Matt. If
Absolutely.
You all want to learn more about the Exodus Road or to support them, you can go to theexodusroad.com. Thank you again.
Thank you, Sarah.